Good day, students. I'd like to introduce you my presentation. It is directed on overviewing of the world maps. First, let me introduce you vocabulary notes you will face to while studying new material. Listen attentively, follow me, and pay attention to pronunciation. Commonwealth, hemisphere, to comprise, neighboring countries, to consist of, to occupy, to surround, to separate, desert, flat, to dry, temperate climate, coastline, coral reef, to extent, geographical peculiarity, continent, distance, island, to be isolated, total land area, mild climate, densely populated, to be washed by, to border, eastern or western coast, hilly plateaus, plain, peninsular, deserts, vegetation, crystalline rocks, valleys, average, temperature, fertile soils, cultivated, urban areas, copper, terrain. Okay. Now, what is the map? The map shows the world, land and seas of the earth. It doesn't prove that the world is a disk. The map is a projection of land, oceans, covering the surface of our spherical planet. The map shows continents, oceans, major countries, and network of lines representing meridians and parallels. It's a geographical coordinate system. Maps of the world generally focus either on political features or on physical features. Political maps, they emphasize territorial boundaries and human settlements. Physical maps, they show geographical features such as mountains, soil type, or land use. Geological maps shows not only the surface, but characteristics of the underlying rocks, fault lines, and subsurface structures. Choropleth maps use color hue and intensity to contrast differences between regions such as demographic or economic statistics. Please look at the map and say what lakes, seas, continents, islands, mountain peaks are familiar to you. You have heard before. So the map shows the world with countries, sovereign states, and dependent territories or territories of special sovereignty with international borders surrounding oceans, seas, large islands, and archipelagos. How many continents are in the world? There are 6 continents. They are Africa, America, Asia, Australia, Europe, and Antarctica. Let's take separately each of them. The first, Africa. There are 54 sovereign states in Africa. It is the second largest continent. America. There are 35 sovereign states in America. It is a twin continent and a home of about 1 billion people. The North America, which includes Central America and the Caribbean, there are 23 sovereign countries, 8 inhabitant-dependent territories, and about a dozen other territories, remnants of the colonial period, with beautiful names for overseas departments, overseas communities, and constituent countries. And there is a Greenland. It is the largest island in the world, belongs to Kingdom of Denmark. 12 independent countries share the continent of South America, plus 1 overseas department of France, French Guiana, and 2 dependent territories, the Falkland Islands and the South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands. Asia. The Far East, Middle East, Central Asia, Southern Asia, South Asia, and the largest, the most popular continent, has many sub-regions. There are 49 generally recognized sovereign states in Asia, all members of the United Nations, plus 2 states with some kind of limited and substantial international recognition, Taiwan and Palestine. 4.64 billion people live in Asia, and the 2 most populated countries in the world, like Asia and China and India, are located in Asia. The largest country in Asia is Russia. Australia, Oceania, the one continent-sized territory. 3 major archipelagos: Melanesia, Micronesia, and Polynesia. 14 sovereign countries, 10,000 islands, 42.5 million people. Together with Australia, Oceania forms the region of Australia or Oceania. Europe. The western part of the Eurasian continent is known as Europe. There are 44 sovereign countries, not counting countries with a small territory in Europe such as Azerbaijan, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Turkey. 43 European countries are members of the United Nations. The Vatican is not. Antarctica. There are no countries in Antarctica. There are no people in Antarctica except for some employees of research stations and field camps. In a number of countries, there are seasonal or year-round research stations on the continent and adjacent islands. So, let's concentrate your attention at this diagram. You can see types of maps. Here are the main types of maps: political maps, physical maps, road maps, topographical maps, thematic maps, climate maps, and economic or resource maps. Let's take the first, political maps. They do not represent any physical or topographical features. They indicate country, capitals, major cities, and political boundaries, including state and national boundaries. Depending on details of the road map, they may also include locations of cities, both large and small. Physical maps represent the physical features of an area, which may include mountains, rivers, or lakes. Water bodies are usually shown in blue color. Colors are also used to show differences in land elevations, while green is used to depict lower elevations. Orange or brown show higher elevations. Along with them, there are road maps. Road maps are the most widely used map types. People use them for planning trips and driving directions. Depending on the detail, these maps show major and minor highways and roads besides airports, railroad tracks, city location, and other points of interest such as parks, monuments, etc. Climate maps. Climate maps gives generic information about the climate and peculiarities and precipitations in that or this region. Cartographers use different colors to depict different climate or precipitation zones in climatic maps. They can also show the specific climatic zones as an area based on temperature, the amount of snow it receives, or an average number of cloudy days. Topographic maps. Topographic maps feature contour lines to represent the shape and elevation of the particular area. Lines that are close together, they indicate steep terrain, while lines far apart, they indicate flat terrain. While cartographic maps are similar to physical maps in function, and they show different physical landscape features, they are different because topographic maps use thematic maps. Thematic maps focus on a particular theme or subject. They are different from the 6 other types of general reference maps, as they do not just show physical or political features such as rivers, cities, elevations, or political divisions. These items are only shown as background information and reference point to supplement the particular theme of the map. And the last is economic or resource map. Economic or resource maps, they attempt to represent the type of natural resources or economic activities predominant in the area through the use of different symbols or colors. Now please look at this quotation, read, try to translate and comment on it. A map says to us, read me carefully and closely without any doubt, as I am the earth in the palm of your hand. Okay, students, this is your home task. You have to fill in the table. You have to make your research work, search the information about New Zealand, speak of its location, what it consists of, find information about neighboring countries, what it is washed by, total area. You may take relief, it is mountains, plains, lakes, etc. Speak of climate, climatic zones or belts, resources, leading cities, and of course ethnic group. It is population, nationalities, and number of people. Thank you for your attention.